So in some of the workouts that I've programmed, I have these sections called flow. Flow is kind of a term basically describing how you should perform the workout. So most workouts that people do from cardio perspective or class-based stuff is high intensity interval training. You probably notice where you're absolutely flogging yourself, you're beasting yourself, you can barely catch your breath. Flow is the opposite end of the spectrum. The aim is to basically, say you have 3 sets or 3 rounds of a flow to do using the rower and some exercises. Your aim is to make it feel exactly the same in set/round 1 as it is in set or round 3. You shouldn't be going faster or slower in round 1 versus round 3. And this is done by controlling the pace. The simplest way of doing this without a heart rate monitor is, can you maintain a conversation? Are you able to have a small conversation with someone if they were next to you, if they actually are next to you, your coach or something like that? If you can, you are working probably in the right area. If you're struggling to get any words out, you're working far too hard. You need to slow the pace down and bring it back down. Especially if you're using ergs like rows, bikes, skis, this is where you typically can take control of the pace. Other things like exercises, you might not be able to control as much. You can still control them somewhat, but the aim is basically when it comes to the cardiovascular machines, that's where you want to take the control and slow the pace down, reduce the resistance and make it a bit easier. But before we get on to how to actually change your pace and stuff like that, here's a couple of tips for success. Set up before your flow. So if your flow includes a row, a plate, and a set of dumbbells, make sure you've got those in place. So for this one, for example, I'm going to do ground overheads with my rowing, okay? I want to make sure I've got a suitable plate for my ground overheads for when I need it, so I can do the exercise without having to look around the gym for it. I would maybe even have 2 plates, one 10 kilo, one 15 kilo, in case I wanted to push myself a wee bit harder and didn't have to stop the workout that way. So here's how I change it on the ergo machine to make it easier, but also set yourself up for success. So most ergo machines will have a screen that looks something like this, okay? This is a different brand to your Concept 2 ones. Your Concept 2 ones are the ones that you use most commonly. They will have a button that will say menu down here, and then you'll have a thing that says select workout, and then you make a new workout, and you can make intervals, for example. You click intervals, you can do time-based intervals, distance-based intervals. It's the same on this machine here, so I would click custom, okay? If I wanted to do distance-based intervals, I would type distance, and on this machine, I would press up on here to set my distance, like so. Really, really simple. Once you're ready, off you go. You can see that ticks down for you, okay? Often, this will repeat itself for a multiple set of reps, and it's the same on the Concept 2 ones, which I'll show you at a later stage. Another thing to change is the damper, okay? The damper on your row machine is actually really important. Down here is less resistance, and it makes it easier and feels more water-like. Up here is really high resistance, and it's usually suitable for more heavyweight people in terms of like heavyweight men, heavyweight females, because they get more power per row and they do far less reps every time. So what I typically recommend, most guys between 7 and 8, most females between 5 and 7. Start at 1, keep it that way for a while, see how you feel, and we'll adjust from there. And then lastly, make sure you set up your foot plates as well for success. So I have mine on setting 4, which is basically 3 dots from the top every single time. Basically, it's just over the bottom. It's just before the bend in my big toe. So if my big toe bent there, it's just above it, okay? So my big toe can fully bend, and it's on the main section of my foot. Make sure you're strapped in, you've got your interval set, off you go, so you don't have to worry about it. And again, talking about pace earlier, this would be a HIIT style pace, really pushing as hard as I can, really trying to make it move. I'm already gonna start struggling to breathe. Flow is more this. Pull, pause, reset. Nice and gradual, resetting your body every single time. Again, I can talk to you the whole time during this because it's not stressing me out. It's not causing me any excess fatigue. I will be able to do this for a prolonged period of time. Undo your feet, transfer to the exercises you need to. Move through your exercises. You don't have to race through them. Get through them in a sensible pace. If you're doing your first ever flow workout, go slower, see what you can achieve first before trying to pick up the pace. Hopefully that's helped a wee bit. Any questions, let me know.